All right, welcome Math 10 students. This is Mrs. Parsons. Today we're going to be talking about representing linear equations with tables and graphs, and we're going to be interpreting them and comparing features. So it is a very broad topic today. So have your notes out, be ready to go. So the first one says find the equation of the linear function represented by the table below in slope-intercept form. So the first thing we need to know is what is slope-intercept form? Hopefully you know by now, it's y equals mx plus b. And we need two things to make this happen. We need an m, which is our slope, and we need a b, which is our y-intercept. So how will we find these? Well, these are actually just points on the graph. So one of the points is 0, -9, or 1, -7, 2, 5. Okay, getting them from the x and y value. So to find the slope, we can actually just use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You can choose any 2 points you want. I'm just going to use these two right here. So that's going to be -9 minus -7 and 0 minus 1. Keep change, gives me -2. 0 minus 1 is -1, which gives me 2. All right, got my slope. I'm halfway there. Now I need to find my b, which is my y-intercept. So I'm going to cheat a little bit because I know that this here is my y-intercept, because my y-intercept is where x is 0. So my slope is just -9. So my equation is y equals 2x minus 9. Okay, I've got another one where I have to write it in slope-intercept form. So I need an m and I need a b. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my 2 points. So one of them is 1, 2. One of them is going to be 2, 3. And use my slope formula. So 3 minus 2, 2 minus 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So my slope is 1. Now they don't give me here where x is 0. So there's a couple different ways that you can find this. One of them is you can pick one point, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to use 1, 2, and I know this is my x value and this is my y value. So if I use y equals mx plus b, I know what my y is, that's 2. I even know what my m is because I found that, that's 1. And my x is also 1. And so I can solve this one-step equation here by minusing 1 to both sides. So b is going to be 1. Okay, another option, you could have noticed that the x's all go down by 1 each time. So what would my next one be? Oh, that would be 0. Well, my y's also go down by 1 each time. So this would be 1. So my b would be 1 because my x is 0. So writing my equation, 1x plus 1. Sophia's going to an amusement park where she has to pay a set price of admission and another price for tickets to go on each of the rides. Sophia made a linear graph below to indicate the money she might spend in total. What does the slope of the line represent? So think about what slope is. Okay, it's my y's over my x's. So it's going to be the change in cost over the change in rides. Okay, so my slope would be how much it would cost for a ticket to go onto one of the rides, because for each ride, it's the change of that, and it goes up by 1. So one ticket's going to be $29.50. 2 tickets, $31. 3 rides, $32.50. Okay, so we have Jocelyn. She's going to an amusement park where she has to pay a set price of admission and another price for tickets to go on each of the rides. So the total amount of money Jocelyn will spend is given by the equation y equals 3.5x plus 28. Y represents the total amount of money in dollars, and x represents the number of rides Jocelyn goes on. What could the number 28 represent? Now keep in mind this 28 is our y-intercept. Okay, so if she went on 0 rides, she would still be paying $28. So is it the total amount Jocelyn will spend if she goes on 1 ride? No. Okay, because we know that if that was the case, if we plugged in 1 here, right, that would be $31.50. The change in the total amount of money for each additional ride she goes on, this is a no because it's talking about the change in the total. That would be a slope. The total amount of money if she went on 100 rides, no, that's not true because we'd have to plug in 100 here. And it could be the cost to get into the amusement park, right? Because she's going to have to pay that regardless of whether she rides any rides or not. Okay, so process of elimination there. All right, oh, don't know if you can read the top, but it says find the x-intercept of each line defined below and compare their values. So we want to find the x-intercept of this line. Okay, so to find the x-intercept, what's the easiest way to do this? Let's see. I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to distribute this negative through. So I've got y minus 4 equals negative x minus 4 plus 4. Then I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And y equals negative x plus 8. Okay, so how do you find the y-intercept? Well, you make y 0. To find the x-intercept, you make y 0. So now I've got to solve this guy. So negative 8 equals negative x. So 8 is going to be my x-intercept here. Okay, what's my x-intercept of line B? Well, that is very easy to find thanks to the graph. My x-intercept here is 2. So the x-intercept of line A is 8. The x-intercept of line B is 2. Therefore, the x-intercept of line A is greater than the x-intercept of line B, since 8 is greater than 2. Okay, now I want to find the y-intercept of each line defined below and compare their values. Okay, so easiest way to do this, put this in the slope-intercept form. Okay, distribute that negative through, so I get y plus 2 equals negative x minus 1, minus 2 to both sides, y equals negative x minus 3. So what's my y-intercept? Well, I know that's my b, so my y-intercept here is negative 3. I'm going to go ahead and write that below. Y-intercept of line B. Now remember, your y-intercept is where x equals 0. And they were super nice, and they even put it in the chart for us. So line B, negative 6. Therefore, the y-intercept of line A is greater than the y-intercept of line B. All right, so make sure you guys complete the questions on Delta Math.